G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I've got a lot to cover. It's not going to be a Path to Pro video. Those are coming in the next few days. We got a lot to talk about. We have the superhero skin getting vaulted. A lot of people are really upset. Are they going to get a refund? Why is it vaulted? Do I think it should be vaulted? We had Mackwood get accused of cheating in today's All-Star event, which he ended up winning over Degen. I want to clear up why people are saying Mackwood's cheating, but make sure that everyone knows he did not cheat. I'm not going to try and clickbait that. Not going to try and pretend that he did. He didn't cheat, but I still hear people talking about it and thinking that he did. So I want to clear that one up as well. Also, we have a whole bunch of pros getting behavior warnings for toxicity. I'm trying to get to the bottom of exactly why that is and talk about what that means, because Fortnite's been taking these warnings pretty seriously, and I would not be surprised if in the future someone gets banned for something they said on social media and gets banned from Fortnite tournaments. So it doesn't matter how you act on other social media platforms. It looks like Epic's watching and they're listening. First off, let's talk about why people are saying Mackwood cheated and why Mackwood did not cheat. So if you guys missed it, All-Stars kicked off today in all the regions. We had the two first skill game modes. We had Blueprint Battle, which is an edit course, which on EU was won by Noah Riley, who just beat out Benji Fishy, taking home $10,000. And it was great. It was super awesome to see Benji, who's been unarguably one of the most mechanical players in the world for the longest time, going up against Noah Riley, who I don't want to say Noah Riley is an up-and-comer. You know about him. His mechanics are absolutely freakish, and seeing him get the chance to prove that over Benji Fishy was really, really cool. And when it came down to the aim course on EU, which was the Blueprint Battle, we had Mitro and Mongrel going head-to-head at the very end. I mean, how perfect is that? And Mongrel ended up winning the $10,000. Mitro coming in second. It was super exciting. NA East was just as good. We had Kanata and Edgy in the Blueprint Battle go head-to-head at the end. Edgy just managing to beat Kanata in 2 rounds because he came out of the losers bracket, but honestly, Kanata and Edgy set sub 3-minute times 5 times in a row. I said on the broadcast, and some of the EU guys got mad at me, that was better than the best EU time in the whole day. And they did it 5 times in a row each. But again, fair's fair. When it came down to the Blueprint, when it came down to the Bullseye Bonanza, the aim course, EU set a way faster time and a way better average than NA. So I know it doesn't mean that much. I'm not going to try and say it's, oh, they're so much better at fighting, they're so much better at mechanics and editing. But at this point, when it came down to the skill game modes, if you compared it, NA East was far better at editing and EU was far better at aiming. I'm not trying to say anything more than that. It's a bit of fun. I'm creating a bit of banter. I made the joke that on social media today, I genuinely had kids discussing which continent contributed more to the world war because I said that NA beat EU in a Blueprint battle. Like, it got wild. But let's focus on what happened with Mackwood. When it came down to the Bullseye Bonanza on NA, it was Mackwood versus Degen at the very end. Mackwood was in the winners bracket. He won all the way through. So for Degen to win, he needed to beat him twice. Degen won the first round. Then when it came to the second round, Degen had a few second lead. He was a few seconds ahead of Mackwood, and Mackwood glitched. A lot of people said that Mackwood deliberately pretended to lag to try to get out of the round to get it reset. The round was reset, but we saw it on the broadcast. There was no target. Mackwood didn't pretend to be lagging. There was legitimately no target for him to shoot. It was a game-breaking glitch that no one got on any of the regions, and it resulted in a restart. And because of this restart, despite Degen having the lead in the last round, Mackwood ended up winning it and then winning the $10,000 and the first place. People went crazy because obviously Mackwood wasn't streaming. Oh, he's cheating. How dare he do that? Why is it restarted? Mackwood has since come out and shown a clip of what it looked like from his perspective. There's just no target, and a whole bunch of people started to get really triggered. A lot of people started saying that Degen was accusing him of cheating when Degen, and again, this is why I love Degen, he came out and literally tweeted, guys, Mackwood did nothing wrong. It's just unlucky that it happened. Fortnite is really the game of RNG. That's it. Degen originally tweeted out saying, I truly feel robbed of first right now, because technically he was in the lead. He had a chance to win it. He didn't say he was robbed because Mackwood cheated. He just got really unlucky RNG when he was in the lead and potentially was going to beat Mackwood. So I wanted to clear that up because despite Degen tweeting that, despite Mackwood tweeting his perspective, people still didn't understand exactly what happened. And I had a lot of people in my chat asking, why did Mackwood cheat or how did Mackwood cheat? He didn't. It was just a really unlucky bug. While we're on the topic of cheating and breaking the rules, I had to bring up the fact that we have a few OCE pros, and I've got to imagine there's other pros around the world as well, who are getting these behavior warnings. I've talked about this in the past. Epic has issued these behavior warnings when people are being toxic on social media or in the game or really just in any form. It reads like this: behavior warning. Due to your recent actions, you have been issued a competitive warning for toxicity. Please refrain from repeat offenses or you may receive an account ban. We've seen this in the past with big notable pros when they're flaming people on Twitter, when they're getting too aggressive on Twitter, and it is a pretty serious matter. We've seen in the past players get perma-banned or at least banned from specific tournaments for being toxic on social media, and I just want to bring more attention to it again, as Epic hasn't just done this once and let it go. It is still very much there. I think the reason why more are happening right now is I believe the closed Discord that all the FNCS All-Stars players are in. I think like normal Discords, I mean, if you've ever been in an open practice or even a closed pro practice Discord, you know what those general chats look like. There's usually a lot of banter, there's usually a lot of smack talking, usually a lot of very heated people adding each other when they go down in scrims or they lose in a tournament. It's a pretty toxic place, let's be honest. And it looks like Epic is now not only monitoring, Twitter, whether it be like Twitch, YouTube, it looks like they're even going as far as to Discord. So what some of you guys are saying in open Discords, closed Discords, even DMs, you've really got to chill. There is a very good chance you could be banned from a tournament for toxicity, and it's just not worth it. That's why I wanted to bring attention to it. No one's actually been banned. They're still issuing these warnings though. Epic's trying to hold their pros to a higher standard and make them behave like pros, and honestly I kind of respect it. Some of the stuff that I see being said and thrown around, I know Fortnite pros are kids, but I feel like at a certain point you can't use that excuse for too long. If you're playing for hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, you got to act a bit more mature, and I don't think that's too much to ask of the pros. So I just wanted to include it in here, so if you're a pro and you're watching, or if you're a fan of a pro and you're seeing some of this stuff, maybe remind these guys that they could get banned for this. All right, now for the news that a lot of you are either really happy about or really upset about, or maybe you just didn't know. We had Fortnite status tweet out, for the time being, we're disabling outfits from the Boundless set, the superheroes, from competitive playlist. We will update players when we have new information, so you can still use them in pubs, but you can't use them in competitive. And I know you're probably thinking, if you don't play competitive or you don't own these skins, you might think, Aussie, why? Why are they banning skins? It's because they are kind of broken. If you want my opinion to start off with, the superhero skins should be taken out of the game. They need to be adapted in some way, or they need to be refunded. They're a great idea. They're really cool, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure Epic is making a lot of money from the sales of these, but they are too strong the way they are. And I know you're thinking again, Aussie, how does a skin give you this much of an advantage? If you make it all white or all black used to be the go-to because it was really good in the darker parts of the map, especially versus console players. If you're in the shadows, it was literally just not seeable. When console can't turn off shadows, having superheroes in, especially black superheroes, is just not okay. It is literally impossible to see them in very normal spots of builds. But the new ones, the white superhero skin, and you might be thinking, white, that's pretty noticeable. Like, how is that going to blend in? Because it's so bright white, not only is it really overpowered in the snow parts of the map, it's the most overpowered just in build fights. When metal breaks, when brick breaks, when wood breaks, you'll notice it goes that really light whitey blue color. With the white superhero skin, it is genuinely so hard to track in those moments. And I know you're gonna make fun of me, Aussie, you're just a boomer, you just can't see, everyone else can. I know Destiny Jesus always making jokes about this. He even tweeted out now that the skins were banned, that boomers can start placing again. But I was watching the All-Star Qualifiers finals this weekend. In one game, 70 of the 100 players were wearing the white superhero skin. So if you're going to come at me and try to say it doesn't give you an advantage, then why are 70% of the lobby wearing it? Clearly, everyone agrees that it gives an advantage. They either just like the advantage or they just think the advantage should be in the game. You can't try to argue with me that it doesn't give an advantage, and that's not fair. No cosmetic in this game should give an advantage. It's a free-to-play game. If you want to spend money on it looking like Thanos, go for it. But it shouldn't give you an advantage, and I agree with that. Same as when we had the Llamacorn glider in the past, when it got refunded and reworked because when you jumped on it, it made your character model that'll move, so it's really hard to beam them out of the sky. Now we have a skin that can really blend in a lot of situations and makes it really, really hard to hit shots. I don't think that should be in the game. You shouldn't be at a disadvantage because you aren't willing to buy a skin. I could have bought the skin. Actually, I think I do own the superhero skins. I just don't use them because I don't like the look of them. Obviously, I'm a bullseye man. I love my main skin, but I could easily rock it if I wanted to, and I still think it should be canceled. But that means players should get a refund. You should be getting a refund if they're taking a skin out of the game that you bought or even out of a competitive playlist. But they're not going to do that. There is no way Epic is going to lose out on that amount of money by refunding these skins. Like I said, 70% of the lobby was wearing it. That means a lot of people have bought this skin. And in the tweet, it says for the time being, which means they're going to come back in some way. They've already tried to do this in the past where they made it you couldn't make all the skin one color. But then what players started doing was going all bright white with really, really light gray. It's just white. It's just white on white. Or they go black with really, really dark gray. And it's just black. It literally looks exactly the same. So maybe they'll come back again with a change to the customization on how you can actually use and make the skin. But is that okay? Because players have bought this skin wanting to go all white, all black, or even some players are going like this bluey purple color so you blend into the storm. It's just having a skin where you can make it all a single base color in a game like a Battle Royale is always going to be a problem. Imagine they added a skin into any other Battle Royale, let's say Warzone, that was just, wait, they did have that, the rose skin, and everyone hated it. Perfect example, the rose skin out of Warzone. Nobody liked it. They tried to fix it. It's still broken. Like, game developers just need to understand you can't make these skins that just make them impossible to see, because that does give a competitive advantage and skins shouldn't. So I'm happy they've done this. I hope there's a refund option for players even if they change it, because so many people would have spent their money to try to go all white superhero skins. I know a lot of casuals will probably think that's funny, like, oh, you wasted your money on a sweat skin, like, ha ha ha. But at the end of the day, people shouldn't spend money on something and then it change and then not get their money back. That's just my opinion, but I'm very happy Epic's doing something about it. Like I said, guys, I am going to be doing more Path to Pro videos in the next few days. I've been playing a bunch of Arena. I have 4,000 points on my main account, and now I'm getting 30-minute queues. So I got my second account going. I've got about 2,500 points on that account. I'm learning a bunch. I'm improving a bunch. I'm figuring out a whole bunch that I want to put in a video. It is coming, don't worry. But when there's news, I'm going to drop the news videos as well. So if you liked it, please chuck a like on the video. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.